It is Monday, May 11th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. I hope all of the mommies out there that are consuming today's show had a wonderful Mother's Day, and I hope that Olivia and your mom had great Mother's Days as well.
Thank you. They did. I mean, I think they did. Everybody came over. I cooked a nice meal for them. Were you saying like mommy, like a baby says mommy, or like mommy?
Come on now. We're
I
not
don't
even
know.
60 seconds in. You're already dragging us into the gutter. We had enough Ronald McDonald talk on last Friday's show where we went wrong directions on that.
Yeah, so. I got a DM from my friend Reed Schilling, a chef out there in DC, the DC area. He said there's over 300 current Ronald McDonalds out there just walking around.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That is a problem. I'm up in Milwaukee. We're dropping Brady off for his summer internship, so we're excited about that. That's going to be awesome. Be hanging out with the Brewers. Really looking forward to that. So we'll be talking about the Brew Crew coming up in just a bit, but we start off with kind of a farewell tip of the cap, if you will, to the life and legacy of Bobby Cox, whom the baseball world lost over the weekend at age 84. Hall of Fame manager, Hall of Fame dude as well. Instead of letting us opine about what Bobby Cox meant to us in the baseball world, let's hear from the likes of John Smoltz and then Walt Weiss and Freddie Freeman.
His battle over the last 6 years, nobody is tougher than him. When I think of Bobby Cox, I think of a man that he marked and defined my career. He traded for me with to get me to Atlanta Braves from the Tigers. He stuck with me in 1991 when I was 2-11, and everybody shouted to get me out and put me in the pen. He fought for his players. He was a man's man. He was a leader. There's no chance I get inducted in the Hall of Fame without Bobby Cox. I played 20 years in the Atlanta Braves organization, and I would have done just about anything for him.
Bobby always made you feel like you were playing better than you actually were. So you always felt like he was in your corner.
Relentlessly had our backs. Mine as well. I was a 19-year-old kid, my first big league spring training. He gave me 80 plate appearances in spring training. And over the course of the years, I don't know how many writers and coaches have come up to me and told me what Bobby was saying behind closed doors about me and how much he cared about me and how much he believed in me.
That was echoed by virtually everybody that had something to say about Bobby Cox this weekend. It really was incredible.
I was talking to Jake a little bit about this. I feel like Bobby Cox is one of those names that transcends baseball as well. Like, even if you're like a casual fan, like, the name Bobby Cox, just around for a long time, coached some great teams, just known as, a fierce competitor. I even knew this one. I did this. How about this? 1995 World Series champion. Had that one. That's usually your game right there.
Yeah. 19, because he beat my plucky little men Cleveland Indians.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Look, he was incredible. What they built there in Atlanta was partially because of Bobby Cox, the GM, and then turned substantially into Bobby Cox, the manager, right? From 1991 through 2005, every year except the strike, ending 94, every year the Braves won a division title. Think about that. That is insane. And some people, I was living in Atlanta for the first part of it and for the middle part of it, where they said, well, they only won one World Series. Got it. But to get where he did, including 5 pennants, a World Series championship, the whole bit, and we didn't even talk about what he did in Toronto. I mean, he put Toronto baseball on the map. He did. He got them to their first ever playoff appearance in the mid-'80s. So Bobby Cox, obviously sending his family our best. And go read up as much as you can about Bobby Cox. Go watch some of the obit pieces, etc. He was more than just the guy who got thrown out of almost 160 games in his big league career, which was great as well. But he was much more than that out there. As for the team that obviously Bobby Cox is most well known for, the Atlanta Braves, they had no trouble focusing on the task at hand this weekend out in Los Angeles, where they took 2 of 3 from the 2-time defending champs.
Matt Olson, right center, well struck. There it goes. 14 now on the year for Matty O.
All right, so Plouffe, all year we've been saying that the Dodgers, and with good reason, are the team to beat and the best team in baseball, et cetera, et cetera. Are we so certain that it's not the Atlanta Braves at this point?
I think that they're going to be mentioned in the same breath as the Dodgers. I don't want to they're both very, very good teams. Right now, offensively, the Braves are going. They have 7 regulars with an OPS plus over 110. The Dodgers right now are in an offensive skid. There's no doubt about it. Max Muncy's still having good at-bats for them, but Freddie Freeman struggling, Ohtani struggling. You can go up and down the lineup. Kyle Tucker, Teoscar. They are getting Mookie Betts back, which might help them. But as far as the Braves, they are a team that's kind of been firing on all cylinders all season long. Their starting pitching has been great. We've seen some young guys come up enough to kick Ronaldo Lopez to the bullpen, which we didn't mention last show. People are really mad at us for that. We don't know how long it's going to be. That's open-ended. People relax a little bit. But they are absolutely in the same breath as the Dodgers, and I think that's all you need to be. Like it's May 11th, so what, you're going to hang your hat on being the best team through May 11th? No, you want to be the best team at the end of the year. I think they can be there. I think if you're asking me, can they beat the Dodgers in the playoffs? Absolutely. Can they run away with the NL East? Kind of already doing it. 9.5 game lead. Like they are a force. And this is, again, Ronald Acuna Jr. IL right now hasn't really put up Ronald Acuna numbers. So like that is similar to how the Dodgers are getting Mookie Betts back. Like if Ronald Acuna Jr. starts playing to his capabilities, like their offense goes even more. I don't know, man. Like I don't know what else to say, but they're a complete team. They're doing it. I think Hassan Kim comes back for them too. Like that's interesting. We'll see how he kind of fits in there. But yes, they're as good as the Dodgers.
And that's all that matters right now. Like, I don't give a shit about power rankings. People always get so upset. What do you mean that we're number 11 and we should be number 9? Who cares? It's not like there's a selection committee. It's either you make the playoffs based on your record or you don't make the playoffs. It's very simple. There's no big people that have to sit down and say, well, let's compare resumes for just a second. So none of this stuff matters. Can the Braves go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers in a 5 or 7 game series if we get there in October? 100%. Now, if you're a Dodgers fan, you're going to look at it and say, well, Ohtani didn't pitch. Yamamoto didn't pitch. Blake Snell was making his first outing of the year. Glasnow didn't pitch. I get it. And if you're the Braves, you're going to say, well, yes, we had Chris Sale throw the other day, and Elder's been absolutely incredible, including what he just did to the Dodgers over the weekend. He's got a sub-2 ERA. He's been fantastic. But if we get to let's say we do get to a 7-game series between these teams, my guess is even as great a year as Bryce Elder may end up having, and he's been phenomenal through 6 weeks this year, that you're going to line up the 8 starting pitchers. Let's say each team has 4 starters go in a 7-game series. He's going to be number 7 or 8 when you go in there in terms of how you feel about a guy most likely. Just saying that that's probably the way it's going to play out. And if I'm the Atlanta Braves, I live with that. I just do. You know that you can go toe-to-toe with these guys, feel great about it. Now, it's going to be interesting to see Andrew Friedman, Alex Anthopoulos. What sort of triggers do you pull at the end of July that maybe gives your team the edge over the other? That's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
But overall,
it's health and what they do at the deadline. Although both these teams don't have to do much at the deadline. If they do go make a splash, great. But I think overall it's health that'll determine where we sit with these two teams.
And Braves fans will also say, well, Rose and Plouffe, you haven't even mentioned that the Padres are dead even with them. Like, we don't have to worry about anybody else.
I don't understand how the Padres have the record they have.
I don't either.
They had 14 hits in the 4-game set against the Reds. Or not
against
the
Cardinals.
The Cardinals, excuse me.
Yep.
Won 2 games, had disastrous defensive plays, still found a way to split the series. And as you mentioned, tied with the Dodgers at the top of the NL West.
And by the way, I'm sure on tomorrow's show, we're going to be setting up the Braves and Cubs series. I know the Cubs ended up losing 2 of 3 down there in Texas, but you're talking about 2 teams have been smoking hot for 6 weeks. And so the Braves, they get a day off, travel, then they take on the Chicago Cubs at home. So good for Atlanta over this stretch. I mean, they just went on a 9-game swing. They had the best record in baseball, and they came back, and they're better, even though they just lost their first series of the year up in Seattle. So Good for them. If you want to give power rankings, I'll listen, even though I just crapped all over them. Who's your top 5?
I'm not doing that right now. Don't put me on the spot with that.
Okay. You know what? Since Trevor doesn't want to play along, you can.
I'll do it right now. Let's do it.
Okay.
You're going to do it too, though, right?
Yeah, but I don't have anything to write down.
I'm just doing off the top of my head. I'm going to write down.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. Top 5.
It's going to be a lot of NL teams. Tell you that much right now.
Yep. I'll go Braves 1.
Wait, I'm doing it first.
Oh, sorry.
For just entertainment purposes, let's go Braves 1, Dodgers 2. I will go. Well, maybe it isn't all NL teams. I'll go Braves, Dodgers, Tampa Bay Rays, Chicago Cubs, New York Yankees.
No,
the
Rays are not.
You have to throw one like. That's how you get clicks, Chris.
Oh God!
Welcome to show business.
For God's sakes! But you also can't.
The AL East.
I know they're the top of the AL.
But
they're not the third best team in baseball. They're not.
Click, 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 click.
They're not. I don't even know if I'd put them in the top 5. I would put Atlanta. Then I would put the Dodgers. Then I would probably put the Yankees. Then I would probably put
it's Cubs, Milwaukee.
The Cubs. And then, yeah, I guess I have a hard time putting the Rays in there. I just don't.
So you thought about it, though. I love that.
I did. But after the top 3 in that lineup, I just can't trust them for a full year.
You put the Yankees over the Brewers just swept the Yankees.
True. Both are true. Both are true.
Dude, are you like in some penthouse suite or something?
Yeah, that's how we roll around here.
Sheesh. You're the Fister?
No, we're not at the Fister. Okay. We're at Brady's place for the summer.
That's his house?
It's not a house. Believe me, it is not a house.
Looks nice to me.
We are all sharing a bathroom together. That is an interesting endeavor. This episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by SeatGeek. Baseball regular season, 6 weeks in. NBA, NHL playoffs are here. And what's coming to North America this summer? The World Cup, which is why we want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a tremendous shout out. Over 35 million downloads, over 70,000 listed events. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app around. Here's what I love. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal. Look for the green dots. Green, good. Red, bad. If you look and you see that your favorite NBA team has moved on to the semifinals and you want to get some floor seats, you want to spend a little cash, and you see a red dot, you're going to be like, how in the world could it be a red dot? Seat is on the floor because SeatGeek's looking out for you and your wallet, okay? That's right. Might be a great seat visually, not the best seat for you. Practicality. Maybe move it a few rows back, save some shekels. Yeah, that's what they do for you. I also got a baseball code for you. It's Baseball 2026. 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with the promo code Baseball 2026. You don't have to use it just on baseball. I made it sound that way. That's not accurate. You can use it for the NBA, NHL, World Cup, concerts, whatever. Just click the link in the description to download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later as well. All right, we had our first decent-sized trade of the season as Patrick Bailey, the catcher, moves from San Francisco to Cleveland for Double-A pitcher Matt Wilkinson and the 29th pick in the upcoming draft. Bailey, a 2-time Gold Glove Award winner, first-rounder. He was not shocked to go.
Just felt like I was losing opportunities, losing at-bats, and obviously Jesus and Suzak have been playing really well. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get an idea of you stop playing, you get a feel for what's going on.
As you noted, not necessarily only Patty, who's been off to a slow start offensively this year, but just as a whole, trying to find ways to get more runs on the board.
This is one of the best, if not the best, defensive catchers in baseball, and the way he leads pitching staffs, the person that he is, he's a phenomenal person, teammate. Just the little bit of interactions I've had with him, but hearing from multiple people that worked closely with him. I mean, I got 8-9 texts from people with the Giants organization just raving, not wanting him to leave, things of that nature. So we feel like we got a good one.
That, of course, was Stephen Vogt at the end, and prior to that, Buster Posey, who pulled the trigger on the deal from San Francisco's side, in addition to Bailey at the top. What are you looking at?
That quote right there is nuts. Stephen Vogt saying, I got text from 8 or 9 people. And first of all, as a young manager, I guarantee some of those are from the pitching staff, like actual pitchers.
Well, remember, Voter was out there at the end of his career.
Yes.
Well, I had a lot of fans firing back because I had some reactions on social media. Number one, saying I've seen a lot of Guardians trades over the year, and to me, I don't get this one at all. And then I put out a video. So I guess let me take you through the Cleveland stance for me.
Okay.
I understand that run prevention is just as important as putting runs on the board. I do. I understand, right? If you give up fewer runs than the other team scores and you win the game, great. We gave up 9 runs to the Tigers last year in the 3 games in the playoffs. We scored 10. We lost the series. This team offensively, I think I would feel better about the trade if 2 things had happened. One, if the Guardians had actually gone out and gotten a stick in the offseason. Signed somebody. Rhys Hoskins, he was on like a minor league deal. That's not a big enough move, in my opinion. I like Rhys a lot. Needed something bigger. Number 2, and more importantly, you could have used that 29th pick. A lot of picks are not tradable. That comp pick was. And I think you could have used that to get offensive help. I think that's the one bullet they're going to fire. Now, if the Guardians go out and make another trade and get some offensive help, then I will eat my words and say I was totally wrong. But if this is the one move you're going to make, I don't quite get it. And I know that people could show the graph of Patrick Bailey, all the strikes he has stolen even this year with the advent of ABS at the major league level. I totally understand that stuff. This team's offense stinks. And if you're going to make a move, you have to do something to help the offense a little bit, in my opinion.
That's a great take. I mean, you know the guards better than anybody. You're a fanatic of guard ball. Understand that you hate that word. It's just kind of never been okay. You want offense. That 29th pick's not going to help you this year. Obviously.
No, it's not.
Not, and probably not next year either.
Nope.
I get what you're saying there. I am actually shocked that was what was in the package, because you think, look, my team same way. Like, we value those draft picks quite a bit, and the 29th pick is no slouch. Like, that's you could find some real value there. There's no doubt about it. But that's just like never been the Guardians' MO. Like, they always have had defensive-minded catchers. Like, I'm trying to think of like the last catcher that was like offensive. Yan Gomes had a few good years offensively.
Yeah, Victor Martinez. You have to go back.
Yeah,
quite a way.
Back to that. Yes, it's been a while, and their model is of the run prevention model. So this makes sense, because I don't think they were trying to solve like their problems with this trade. I think they jumped at an opportunity to acquire Patrick Bailey is all. Like, that's my take on it.
I get it, but if you're the Guardians, it's great because they're always competitive. They're always in contention to win their division. That's great. You know what I'd love? To get back to the goddamn World Series, which is something that hasn't happened in a decade. That's what I would love. And you're going to have to beat the Yankees. You're going to have to, in my opinion, beat the Mariners. You might have to beat the Blue Jays. Do you think run prevention is going to do it? You're going to have to score some runs against those teams.
I don't think it's going to do it, Chris, to answer your question. No. I also don't think you guys like really have like the pitching to do it either.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, like we're talking like the Pirates, like if they got into I don't know. It's interesting to hear you talk about it, because I feel like it's a very Guardians trade. Besides the draft being attached, a very Guardians trade. And I was going to feed you a bunch of numbers about Patrick Bailey, how good he is defensive, but I don't think we need to do that, because everybody
we all know it.
We all had
access. We all had access to the same numbers this weekend, that by far he is the best defensive catcher. So great.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do think it's a good move for the Guardians. I think it does make their team better. I don't think I agree with you. It doesn't solve what would be a core issue of theirs.
Exactly. Are they better today than they were with Bo Naylor? Yes, 100%. When Bo Naylor is hitting like Patrick Bailey, there is no, I mean, come on, there's no question about it. You have to be a moron to say that the team's not better. I'm saying that I would like to see them try and improve the team in different ways than they have tried in the past.
Yeah, they've had such a tough time finding offense. My goodness.
It's tough. You know, and some people say, well, DeLauder and Bazana are here. Okay, I got it. If that's the way we're going to roll, just keep our fingers crossed that a couple of first-round picks are going to change. Now, I know that one player cannot change a lineup, but I would like to at least see them try it. I really think
this team, one player could change the lineup. Like, there are teams where one player could change the lineup.
I really think that 29th pick was valuable in terms of them firing a bullet. And all these people are like, why are you so upset they gave up the 29th pick? It wasn't going to help us this year. Duh. I get it. It's not the 29th pick in the NFL draft. It's not even the 29th pick in the NBA draft. It's 29th pick in the baseball draft. At best, we'll probably see in 2 years. I got that. But people like it. It gives them more money to spend on their draft picks when they pick that up, depending on what sort of situation they're in. And I think it could have been valuable. The problem is the owner doesn't like to spend money. So it would have cost Patrick Bailey still under team control for quite a while. That's the other part of this equation that we haven't talked about.
Quick, I don't know if you even know this answer. They trade that pick. Do they keep the slot money and just get to reallocate it? No.
The slot money goes in favor of the Giants. That's
so they don't just that's just gone.
Yeah,
I was thinking like maybe they take that money, reallocate to like a 5th round or whatever it is.
I don't believe so. I believe that the Giants just added to their pool.
Gotcha.
That's the part of the equation that to me is a little numbing. But whatever. Let's look at it very quickly from the Giants side here.
Wait, maybe.
What?
They're hoping Chase DeLauder wins AL Rookie of the Year. What do you get for that?
You got a pick. Boom. Now we're back.
We're back.
Buster Posey. How much pressure is he feeling right now? They just sent down Walker, too, who started the year as their closer. Like, people are getting on Buster Posey.
I mean, thank goodness that Devers is starting to hit a little bit because we're talking about big-time decisions that most of them really haven't worked out. Even the guys that he signed, I love the signings. They haven't worked out. Like we need more out of Willy Adames, and offensively just hasn't. I think Luis Ariz has been maybe a success story for them.
Yeah, not
to
many.
A certain degree. Tony Vitello, to me, I can't talk about him anymore. You have your own opinions on him. He's not going to affect the game that much. But gosh, I had something I was going to say. Now I forgot it. Gosh, darn it.
Oh man, you're getting old man disease.
I'm getting old man right now. Yeah, he's definitely feeling it. There's no doubt about it. Okay, this is what I was going to say. I was reading the Fangraphs article about this trade, and they had talked about early in the year, I guess, about calling pitches from the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
And he was obviously very, very against it amongst other players. That's a veteran team. Like, they're like, no, bro, we're not doing the college rah stuff. I'm interested in that aspect of it. Was that something like clearly frustrated because he was getting passed up for playing time with the guys that he mentioned? Then you're talking about calling pitches. Like, maybe there was a riff and they just had to get rid of him. And but to answer your question, yes, he's on the hot seat. Yes, he's feeling it. Have his decisions like worked out? Like, not really. Like, not really at all.
It's the number one thing we talked about when a player is decorated as Buster Posey, who has a chance to go into the Hall of Fame this year. When you return to your franchise in a decision-making role, it can only go down. It's very rarely does a guy return to his place and become the star.
You say it all the time with managers. Like, how many people are stoked with how like their manager manages the bullpen, or how many people are stoked with their front office? Like, very few teams are stoked with their front office. I feel like AJ Preller gets like people love him because he's just a wheeler and dealer, and that's fun. Anthopoulos, you'd think people are in on him. They're out on him in Atlanta.
Right. Until now, because they were playing better, but they have been roasting him. They've been roasting him because he didn't do anything in the offseason.
Yeah. The Dodgers, people love their front office. How about that?
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Yeah. But every other team, it's the same thing. Managers and front office get toasted. Let us know if you really think, right? Dave Dombrowski. built a pretty potent organization there. Can't stand him. Hasn't built up the farm system. We don't have anybody. And now look at us. We'll talk about you in a little bit, Dave Dombrowski. Just a second. Yep. Oh, one other thing. So it's now Jesus Rodriguez and Susac who are going to be the catching combo once Susac gets back and healthy. And Rodriguez ended up getting the game-winning hit in extras. Did you see, though, what happened with Ryan O'Hearn? Like, he held onto the ball out there. He just thought, who was it? I didn't even see who it was. So,
scored that run?
Yeah, was that Ramos?
Elliot Ramos.
Yeah. And Ramos didn't exactly, like, sprint home. I guess he thought that O'Hearn was going to catch it, right?
He probably was. It's one out, so he was probably on the base, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if O'Hearn comes up firing right away,
he's got a shot.
It's a force play. It was bases loaded, correct?
Yep. That would have been phenomenal. Yeah. That would have been amazing.
Look at it right now, like he's still on, like he's leaving the base now.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, let's move on. Remember last year, the New York Yankees opened 2025 with a 3-game beatdown of the Milwaukee Brewers? Well, it took like 14 months or so, but the Brewers got payback.
2 outs in the 9th. Terang in the center field. Grisham is on the run. Grisham looks up, and there she goes. Bryce Terang walks off the Yankees.
And it came on Mother's Day, 20 years after Bill Hall, also number 2, also on Mother's Day, hit a walk-off homer for the Brew Crew, which was pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, I love Bill Hall. He was playing in 2006?
Yeah, he was.
I think I played against Bill Hall.
I think you did.
Oh, my gosh.
So Terang, you know, I talked about him a lot during the World Baseball Classic. Like, I thought he was one of those guys who could really elevate his game even to another level, being around this many great players. And I think it's happened. Like a 934 OPS, best among second basemen. Aaron Judge was singing his praises this weekend, said how much he said he has massive BP power. I loved having him up in critical situations in the World Baseball Classic. Dude's a dog. He goes, obviously broke my heart this weekend. But when Aaron Judge is saying that stuff about the opponent, you pay attention.
Yeah, you know, he's like entering what I think most people consider like physical prime, baseball prime, age 26 season. He's gotten better every single year offensively. We know like he brings so much value on the base pass defensively. But now, like, yeah, he's got 1,800 plate appearances, seen a lot of pitches in the big leagues. A lot of times that's when guys really establish themselves as hitters. I don't know if he's a 934 guy as far as OPS goes, but he's clearly got it in the tank. He can carry an offense. Which is so cool about these Brewers. They feel like they have a bunch of guys that can carry the offense from time to time. He's obviously doing it right now. But, yeah, he's I mean, even right there, that at bat against Bednar, first pitch curveball just all over it. Like, that's impressive stuff. Homer to center. Yeah, you just can't say enough good things about Bryce Terang. He's turning into – I mean, he's already a very good player, but he could turn into a star.
Let's talk about the pitching. The Miz.
Sheesh.
Baseball's version. His Friday start was insane. He threw the 7 fastest pitches by a starter since 2008, all at least 103.2. Plouffe, in your opinion, has he become baseball's most, hey, I have to stop and watch him starting pitcher in the show?
No. When he's on, Chris, and throwing strikes, I'm into it. It's crazy. He's got like the stuff to be that, but no, he's like not really for me. I do enjoy watching him pitch, but he's not like the number one guy I got to watch. Still, obviously, the normal guys. I love watching Paul Skeens pitch. I got to stop and watch him do it. Chris Sales, that guy to me, the way he can manipulate everything. Miz needs to be, I mean, shoot, it's hard to say this. He needs to be a little bit more pitcher than thrower, but also like he's got the stuff. So it's awesome to watch him. If I'm not mistaken, did he throw just all fastballs the first inning against the Yankees? He didn't throw one slider to the Judge. I thought he got one in there, but it's all fastballs. That's just nuts stuff. That's just nuts stuff right there. Just like, here, what do you got on it? And just blowing guys away.
So the next step for him is to be the guy that can go like 7 full. He has yet to record an out in the 7th inning this year, if I'm looking at it correct. Yeah, that is accurate. But as far as just wanting to watch a guy rear back and throw the ball, I don't think there's anybody better.
Mason Miller?
I mean, I'm talking starter.
Okay.
Yeah, right. For 1 inning, I'll take Mason Miller, no question. But as far as start, because he was still throwing 102.3 or so in the 6th.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
right.
impressive.
That's like old Verlander type stuff, right? Where he didn't be in the 8th inning and he'd still be in the game. That's the next level that I want to see Jacob Misiorowski be able to take his game, because 5 and fly or 6 and fly is okay, but that's when you start earning it, right? I don't even know if we can go ace status yet for him, right? We can't.
The potential is there.
Right, but
you're
not going to call him
he
an
can
ace.
shut down any lineup in baseball, which you can't say about every single pitcher.
But I mean, if you were to describe Jacob Misiorowski right now, would you call him an ace? I wouldn't. But
the innings, the lack of like being able to go deep in the game probably hurts him, but everything else I would say yes.
That's how I would describe it.
Yeah.
But to me, the innings thing is a big deal.
It is a big deal. It is a big deal.
But the way that we run through bullpen arms, if you don't have a guy that you can say, I'm going to chalk him up for 7 innings today, I don't know. Let us know your definition of an ace there.
Okay, I'm just wanted to see this. I found it finally. I don't know why I didn't go here in the first place. Walk percentage is down though.
Good.
11.4% last year, 9.6 this year. His K percentage, take a guess what it is this year.
K percentage?
It was 31.9 last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's pretty close to 38.
39.5. Major league average 22.2.
He's awesome. I want to hear people's definition of an ace in the comments section, because I am a stickler for that. I need guys who give me innings.
I would love to watch. I would love to be in the box against him. I would love it. I'm going to Milwaukee soon. Maybe I'll ask.
Yeah. You better look up Brady Rose.
Me and Brady are going to be thick as thieves, bro. We're going to that casino that's right by the ballpark.
No, you're not.
Yes, I'm
taking my son to a
we
casino. No, you're not.
We're gonna take your credit card too.
Oh, please. That thing's already maxed out. Forget it. You're not going to get very far with that. All right, we got more show coming your way, but first, this word from Trevor Plouffe.
Baseball is here, people. The days are getting longer. The sun is back out, and baseball season is finally upon us. Baseball is a game of inches. The result of a game hinges on 1,000 little moments, and momentum can shift quickly. That's why we decided to team up with Fanatics Markets, the trusted home for real-time sports prediction markets. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. You can buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. So from opening day to the Fall Classic, no matter who you root for, Fanatics Markets is right there with you. Join the Baseball Today family on Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC. DBA Fanatics Markets IB, and introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Sorry, everybody. I was yelling for Brady because...
You were yelling. We could all hear it.
Sorry, that's my fault. I should have muted my mic, but I didn't. I was trying to tell him not to go to the casino when Plouffe's in town. So
it's not up to you. He's an adult.
He'll always be my baby. You stop that. Another great weekend for Phillies power players. Kyle Schwarber, 2 more bombs on Sunday, and Bryce was just as nice.
Fly ball, center field, hit well, going back Doyle. Doyle back toward the bullpen. He jumps. It's gone. Back-to-back home runs. Schwarber and Harper, and the Phillies take a 2-0 lead.
Okay, so Dave Dombrowski, huge consumer of this show. He would like to know if Bryce Harper is back to being elite.
938 OPS right now. The power stroke is there. That's what he was missing last year because a lot of the underlying metrics last year, as far as like expected stuff, like barrel percentage, all that, which does matter as a hitter. Like, sometimes you can't control what happens after the ball comes off your bat. But the slug was down, 487 slug for him last year. And he's a 520 career guy. So it was down a little bit. He's back up to 562 this year. Like I said, 10 homers already. Is he elite again? Yeah, I don't think Bryce Harper ever stopped being elite. I know some of the numbers weren't there, but he's definitely a guy that, like, I guess my way of elite is like, name the guys you want up in a big situation. Is he one of them? Could you count more than 10 of them than Bryce Harper? Philly fans might push back me on that one, but in my head, like, again, I just kind of threw that out there flippantly. I didn't really put a lot of thought into that, but that's what comes off the top of my head. So numbers weren't great last year. I still think Bryce Harper is an elite ball player. So I'm into it.
Game on the line. Who do you think Philly fans would rather have up, Schwarber or Harper?
Schwarber.
Wow, really?
I do think that.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're probably right. For Harper, I would say he is back to being elite. I do think he kind of slid out of that category recently. He's on pace for his best OPS since 2021 when he won the second of his 2 MVPs. He is on pace a quarter of the way through the season for his second best home run total. He had 42 when he won his first MVP in 2015. So all these numbers trend up. I like that question better. I should have gone with that. With the Harper
who
versus
do
Schwarber.
Phillies fans want? I mean, I just think that Schwarber has had so many big moments, big homers, and I mean, you can say the same thing about Bryce. I don't know.
That's what makes it a challenging question.
Yeah.
You can only pick one.
Sometimes I just say stuff on the top of my head, Chris. I'm like, I don't know if that's right, but it's what I think.
Sometimes that's the best. The numbers can make your head spin.
I know that's the thing about doing our show every single day.
Yeah,
because I say stuff. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, like sometimes I'm flying off the cuff here. Like I have my notes and I have my numbers, but then sometimes I think of something else and I just go and be like, no, actually, this is what happened. All right, sorry.
Yeah,
we're just talking ball here.
That's it. Sometimes it's fun to just have discussions. I got to be honest with you. When you're hanging out with your buddies and you're just shooting the shit, very rarely do you go and research your answer.
Oh God, you know what? If people do that, we're just sitting down,
we're not hanging out,
and someone's like, I actually got to look that up. I want to punch you.
We're not
casual conversation. You're just like rapping about some random sporting event, and you just want to freaking go there and just give the full facts. No, that sounds terrible.
We're not settling this with violence. We're a loving show.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're not.
Did I say something about violence?
You said I just want to punch him.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I don't really mean that. I haven't punched somebody in a long time.
Last time you threw a punch, that with meaning.
There was a brawl. So long, 2005, Burlington, West Virginia. We had a pretty big brawl there. I threw a punch. I didn't want to, but like I had to defend myself.
And
that's it.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I don't even remember if it landed or not. You're in a big scrum. It's like it was a bad one. Minor league brawls are stupid. They're so stupid.
I'm gonna say 1986. I think I was a freshman in high school. The year you were born.
Yeah, it was the year I was born. That's right.
And somebody stole my saxophone on the bus, and I couldn't tell who it was. And it was
good for you.
So I threw a punch at Don Chilcote, who was a nice guy. I don't think so. But the problem was Don Chilcote was a hockey player and a year older than me. And I was just sitting there afterward, and I felt a right cross my jaw.
He sucker punched you?
Well, I mean, he was mad. I had thrown a punch, and now I was just sitting there, and he threw one, and my jaw went like this. I'm surprised I didn't break my jaw. It hurt so much. I'm 0-3 all time in fights.
Yeah, fighting's so stupid.
I'm just not good enough at it.
Well, I mean, if you're a professional fighter, great, but like you only need to fight over a certain few things, people. Remember that.
All right, let's get you all caught up on some stuff around the league. Quick stuff. Padres, you mentioned them earlier. Extra inning win Sunday over St. Louis, but it almost did not get to the 10th since they were down to their final strike in the 9th.
Who was up?
In the air to deep left field. Back goes Church. Looking up. Gone! Game tied! Nick Castellanos ties it up. 2-2. Now that is an AB.
Yes, it was. In fact, he was using Tatis's bat because he snapped his twig earlier in the at-bat. Was this a bigger win for San Diego or tougher loss for St. Louis? We're going to fire through these quick.
Bigger win for San Diego. I mean, they're kind of needing these moments to keep pace and with the Dodgers and just kind of what they've been doing. Nick Castellanos, 560 OPS on the year with a big knock right there.
That's why.
And a pretty swing. I love, when he's right.
When he's right, you're right. That's why it was a bigger loss for St. Louis, which you mentioned earlier. They gave up freaking 14 hits in the 4-game series and split. They were so close to winning 3 of 4 in a tough atmosphere. Riley O'Brien's the guy who gave it up Sunday. He has been so nasty. He's a 31-year-old guy who has literally bounced around the league and has found a home in St. Louis the last couple of years. Just the third time he gave up an earned run this season in 20 games. You could see how disheartened he was. He'll bounce back, but that would have been a great opportunity for a team which has really, to me, shocked the world.
Your answer is probably better than mine.
It's not. Sure. It's not. Well, probably.
Still a 98-mile-an-hour bowling ball just elevated it too much.
That's crazy. That was a fun ending. Cubs, they saw a lot of strikes from Jacob deGrom, including one that helped him reach a milestone.
Jacobs 2-2 to Suzuki, and he got him swinging. A strikeout of Suzuki and a round number for Jacob deGrom. That is number 1900.
Well, if you're watching us visually, he went from 1899 on the strikeout meter to 2000. I don't think that was 101 strikeouts worth, but it was 1900. In fact, the second fewest games to get there, Randy Johnson was the only one that got there faster. When healthy, those are the two buzzwords. When healthy, where does Jacob deGrom rank talent-wise over the last 20 years for a starting pitcher?
Just trying to think about this. Like, who are you talking about? Last 20 years, got to be Kershaw. It's got to be Verlander. Got to be Scherzer. Sales probably got to be in that conversation as well. Talent-wise, I think he's one. I truly do. There's a longevity factor here. There's the innings on the arms. There's all those things. But like pure talent, like best for best, I think Jacob deGrom's probably one out of all those guys. There's no slight, obviously. Faced all those guys. They all punched my ticket plenty. But deGrom, sheer stuff is, I think it's him.
I saw some numbers out there. Between 2018 and 2020, deGrom had a 2.10 ERA, a whip under 1, and struck out a third of all the batters he faced. And then he was off and running in 2021, but he only played half the season. His ERA was 1.08 at the time of an injury. You look at some of his strikeout numbers, Ks per 9, they're better than prime Randy Johnson. And I didn't think that was possible. But I looked at him and I was like, he's probably the biggest what-if case we have on the pitching side in quite some time.
What's your answer?
Talent-wise, if I had one game to watch, it would be him.
Oh, no, to watch.
That's the talent.
You were talking about one game you had to win it or else you die. Pitchers of the last 20 years. That's how I took this.
I'm not so sure that I am confident he could get through the start.
Oh, that's interesting take right there. But assuming health, I think it's got to be thrown in there.
Then yes. If I know that he's healthy enough to get through the start, then I'm in.
Him over Verlander, over Scherzer, over Kershaw. I mean, we're forgetting anybody else? I said Sale.
You said Sale. I think that's probably it.
Felix, is he in there?
Oh, I'll give you one other one. Roy Halladay.
I mean, there's a lot of good pitchers.
There are. Lincecum, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, when at his peak was just incredible. But I don't think I would take him over deGrom.
Best versus best. Best outing versus best outing, Jacob deGrom or Blake Snell?
Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there to see.
Yeah, that was cute. That was cute.
Smells nasty, though.
He is nasty. He is nasty.
He's
Let
got
us know.
2 sides in the bag.
Hey, that's a great conversation.
People don't give him credit.
My fault for leaving it to this late in the show, but that's all right. Have at it in the comments section. Maybe we missed a name or two as well. ABS system took center stage over the weekend in Baltimore. This was crazy what happened on Sunday with Carlos Torres behind the plate. So Shea Langeliers taps his head. It's about 2 seconds, which is the cutoff line. And Torres said, no, I'm not granting a look at that. And Kotsay and the rest of the A's dugout was going nuts. Well, like a couple innings later, Sammy Basayo's behind the dish, and he thought it was a called third strike, so he started to get ready to throw the ball around. It was called a ball. He tapped his head and was not granted it. Miguel Cairo, who is, I believe, the bench coach for Craig Albernaz in Baltimore, was tossed. Does this drive you nuts or not?
Yeah, I think we got to figure something with this out because I don't know how, the umpire having to go from the ball straight to looking at the catcher's head. I know it's right in front of him, but I think there are going to be times where maybe he needs to adjust his eyes or something going on. He might. I mean, and we've seen this quite a bit now. It is discretionary, which is, I think I'd like to get away with it. I have a solution if you want to hear it.
Please.
We have PitchCom, so we have buttons to press already on our person. There needs to be some sort of button, and you either get it in or you don't get it in. That's it. I don't know where you place it. I get the catchers have a glove and a ball most of the time, but something where you tap and it feels the vibration. Same thing with hitters. It'll eliminate all of that. We don't need the umpires being yeah, you got it in time, or no, you didn't get it in time. Let's just have a button to press so we know.
You know what? You just got me thinking. I think that there should be a punishment if you get it wrong. Umpire, catcher, batter. You have to wear a dog shock collar. And if you get it wrong, somebody gets to hit.
You're making a mockery of my answer right now, and I don't like it.
Yes, I am, but I'm loving every bit of it.
But doesn't that make sense? Going like this and hoping the guy sees it and grants you time. Maybe he's pissed at you that day, or you just said something to him, so he's not going to give it to you. It should be 3 seconds. You better tap, and you got the thing to tap. And if you didn't get it in, you didn't get it in. You can't argue it.
Okay.
I do love arguments, though.
Yeah, we miss those. We miss arguments.
Kotsay still gets hot from time to time. We just saw it there.
Yeah, that was good. Finally, speaking of ABS, Mets and Diamondbacks over the weekend. Juan Soto hitting leadoff. Gabriel Moreno was catching and challenged the first pitch of the game. Did not win the challenge. First pitch of the game. Doesn't it get you a little fiery?
No, because it's Juan Soto. If it's a different hitter, I probably think differently. But you can't. You don't want to fall behind Juan Soto. I understand.
I don't even have time to settle in. I'm not ready for a challenge as a fan.
It's an early challenge. But you know what, Chris? You got to be ready from first pitch on. Don't you say that about players?
Yeah, but I'm as a fan, I kind of like to ease into it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I can't do a challenge on pitch
the
one.
Oven a little bit, huh?
I can't do that. I can't do a challenge on pitch one. I'm sorry. I'm out.
Foreplay is a real thing, Chris.
Michelle, did you hear that?
Foreplay is a real thing?
Well, he's talking baseball. But wait, you said that with a question mark, like you don't know what.
No, I was questioning if I heard him.
Agree or disagree in the comments.
That's it. You ruined the rest of my day with her.
In my experience, it makes the world a difference.
So it's a baseball/sex advice show?
Oh, my God. Did you hear that?
I did hear that. I'm just la, 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 la.
Okay. Hopefully you had a good mommy's day.
Mama.
Okay. That'll do it for us. Oh, boy. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Tuesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.